Did I just make the stupidest career decision of my life? Welcome back, I'm Tedward, and today we're focusing on one of my own cars. I think I've been neglecting it lately because anytime I have the opportunity to drive something new, something different from a fan, from a dealership, whatever, I pounce on it, but that means I'm driving a lot of other cars and not making time for my own. So let's go out in my 1988 Porsche 911 Carrera, and we'll talk about the car, but also I really want to thank you guys. I mean, I've just hit 50,000 subscribers on the channel, and this all comes from the fact that I quit my job 7 months ago. And it's been an interesting ride, but I left that comfortable salary with a miserable job to try to pursue something that I actually wanted to do with my life. And I think that's a tricky balance because not everybody has the opportunity. I mean, some of you have mortgages or kids or financial obligations that just don't put you in a position where you could take any type of risk like that. I'm not telling you this because, hey, everything worked out and like, look, go quit your job, do the thing. But I'm telling you, I make less money, but I'm so much happier and I'm watching this business grow. And speaking of which, before we get to work on this Porsche, this video is partially supported by Garage 42, where my M5 currently lives. So Garage 42 is high-end, climate-controlled, secure car storage in Woburn, Massachusetts. If you're looking to store your exotic, your race car, or just make some room in your garage over the winter, give Garage 42 a call and set up a tour. They've got a beautiful facility. All right, let's start her up. First of all, if you're new here, I am a mechanical engineer, or at least I have a mechanical engineering degree. I went to WPI, and my career ended up being mostly project management. I'm not a great engineer. I'm not the guy you want designing your stuff. I can look at your stuff and make it cheaper, and I can help you manufacture it for a low cost, or analyze your margins and all that good stuff, and get you your product on time. But yeah, I'm not the guy that you want working the CAD files. So I did that, and I basically did that for 10 years. I wasn't happy. There was a period where I really loved my job because I was traveling heavily. I worked in the garment industry, and my job was to go all over the world wherever your clothes said made in Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Honduras, Mexico, Germany, like literally everywhere. That's where I would be on a plane every other week. I traveled about 2 to 3 weeks a month, and usually flying about 200,000 miles a year. It was great, except for the fact that it was like hard to maintain legitimate friendships and relationships. Ooh, GT350. But after that job, I basically became a desk jockey working as a project manager, which seemed like the dream. It seemed like, oh my goodness, like I don't have to engineer the things. I have people I can delegate all the crazy work for. I just have to make the timeline, the schedule, and interact with the customers and all that good stuff. But it really isn't like that. You end up with way too much on your plate at a time with like inconceivably impossible goals to meet, and you basically just have to make excuses all the time for why things are late or like rush things. It's not a great life to lead, and I didn't find any pride in it. I'm pretty conservative when it comes to risk, especially financially. So, I mean, my goal when this all happened was not necessarily like, oh, make sure that you're gonna earn a bunch of money. It was like, earn enough money so your burn rate goes to zero. So like, I'm not tapping into my savings. I'm always breaking even every month. And that was while I was living in my apartment. Now, fast forward a few months, my lease is up, and I am in a fortunate enough situation, and I'm very grateful for this, that I could go dump my apartment and move in with my parents. Yeah, not exactly every 32-year-old's dream, trust me. But I figured anything worth building was gonna take some sacrifice. You know, you're never gonna just like walk out the gate and be immensely successful. I guess it happens to some people if they have like a crazy product that just hits. But I mean, I knew that I was gonna have to build this over time, and it was gonna take months or years to get it where I want it to be. So I just decided to go full force into this. And I've been uploading like crazy lately, and it's a lot of work, but it's totally worth it. This car, I get the death grip in this car, man. When I drive this car, I definitely have this vibe where I need to like consciously relax my hands. You know, you don't want to have death grip. You want nice fingertips. But here's a secret about YouTube. A successful YouTube channel is consistent. And that doesn't just mean upload times and making sure that you're putting out content. It's about the style of the content. You'll notice successful YouTube channels basically have the same style for every video, and they rarely have a massive departure from that style. If you go way back into my earlier catalog of videos, every video was pretty different. No review started and ended the same. Everything was just an experiment, and some videos did well, most videos did not, and that's exactly the reason why. There was not a consistency to that flow. So I have to thank Chris Amos, the Topher, a lot for kind of encouraging me to be consistent about how I went about things. But I felt like that was so limiting. I couldn't have all the conversations that I wanted to have. I couldn't tell all the stories that I wanted to tell with that format, which is why I started the podcast, which is why I wanted to bring other folks in the automotive community into the fold and get real. Because one of the best things I love about this format is that I'm not looking at the camera. The camera's not facing me. And I feel like I can be more honest and real about how I'm feeling rather than trying to like do a take for the camera and make a silly face. You watch a lot of these other automotive reviewers, and I'm not trying to shit on them, but my God, like they're so over the top and dramatic, and you're lying to your audience about what you're feeling. For a while, every morning was kind of a 50-50 crapshoot of whether I woke up and thought, oh my God, I'm so happy, I don't have to go to work, I get to do my own thing, I'm gonna edit some videos, I'm gonna scout some cars, and I'm gonna make my dreams come true. Or, what have you done? You've given up all of your security, you're not contributing to a 401k, you have to pay a lot of money for health insurance. You idiot! Why do you think you're gonna be successful at this? And the thing is, both of those are true. Both of those are so true. Because, yeah, like financially, staying in a stable job where you're getting your 401k matched and you're getting like really great health benefits, even though my last job kind of had crap health benefits. But still, you know, that is something that keeps you alive. You can see your future. You can determine when you can afford that mortgage and the down payment for your house. You can save up for the GT3. When you go off and do something like this, you literally have no idea. Did I just set myself back 10 years? Or is this going to be a great investment into a better future and a happier life for myself? And that's where you have to have some confidence in yourself. You have to believe you're going to make it work. But by no means am I an optimist. I'm the most cynical person. Like anyone who knows me will tell you I'm very cynical. I'm always looking at like what's going to go wrong. And I think that's kind of what may allow me to become successful. Hopefully, that'd be nice. But the reality is, for every like successful person who went and started a business or went off on their own, there's like 1,000 people who tried and failed. And you know, it sometimes feels like you've got to be an egomaniac or just overly confident to think that you're going to be the one who can succeed at that. Which is why I've managed to always hedge my bets and have alternate sources of income doing what I'm doing. Because I'll tell you, if I had to rely on YouTube alone, I might not have continued. I will say my confidence has improved a lot. Not my ego, but my confidence. I've got a lot more self-esteem in what I'm doing now. And that's not something I would have been able to say, 7-8 months ago. I always felt like a loser. I really did. Like, you're at work and you're trying to make things happen. And even if you're succeeding at the desk job, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, I did this, but I have a million other things to do. I'm still garbage. Just because I did this and it worked doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to do it every other time. And, being able to kind of run your own show and be in charge from soup to nuts and seeing that you can make something successful and make it work, that really has changed my perspective on what I'm capable of. Start a business to get that kind of confidence. I think a lot of people find that confidence from other parts of their life. So folks who are like really into hiking, right? They go hike like their 4,000 foot mountains up in New Hampshire, and they go climbing. Or they're artists and they have something that they create that gives them joy, that they find that confidence. I just didn't have that. I wasn't seeing the results of my labor on YouTube. I didn't feel like I had the confidence to kind of go do what I want. I had gotten out of a bad relationship that really shook me. And, you know, these are all things that really kind of took me down a peg, for better or worse, but it felt like, wow, I deserve to just be stuck. I deserve to be in this job that I hate. I deserve to feel panic all day. I deserve to just be miserable. I'm glad I took the leap. I'm glad I took a chance. And I don't know if it's going to work out yet. I'm not coming to you from a position of success right now. I'm coming to you from a position where the last 2 months, it's grown, and I'm starting to see that there's a chance. If I can keep this up, if I can keep putting in the work, it's going to be okay. But I don't know yet. And you guys are along for the ride with me, and that means the world. The Patreon folks who have basically come in and donated like anywhere from $1 to $15 a month, that tells me that you're willing to take a chance on me to see where I can take this. And I'm not going to stop working my ass off until I can be comfortable that I've built something great. So thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive, and I'll see you in the next one. And remember, the best way to support this channel is hitting that like button. It tells YouTube that you enjoyed the content.